describing to me, I sort of knew, like, that's more or less how you described it to me last time, and I did mention it to my producers, and, you know, to be honest with you, they're a little lukewarm on me doing the story.
You
know what I mean? It just doesn't...
I kind of thought so, but
it doesn't have that kind of...
Yeah, well, my disappointment is these places are going to continue to be like this, and you know, I mean, I've already had actually, to be honest with you, I can't stand ATV absolutely because of some things that they did in my life, and I don't have a whole lot of respect for them, and I'll be quite honest. And sometimes it's just like, it's disappointing as well, you know, it's an uninteresting story. Well, if it ever came to it that it is an interesting story, ATV would be the last people I'll go to, and if they came to me, well, you know, freedom of press, yeah, well, what about my rights? Yeah, so, yeah, so.
And I mean, I am interested in this idea, sort of, I mean, your situation is interesting, you know.
Yeah.
You're living in a place that you don't want to be in, one road that you've got struggle going on.
Yeah, basically, and, you know, it becomes a human interest story, so it's just like, well, I had a hankling that probably, to me, it's cowardice. It's just coward out of it, you know, and it's just like, well, the thing is I've had lots of problems with like, my God, I mean, how many things I can tell you with my old man who used to cop that he knew, because we got into an argument about my medication. I'm like, what are you doing using a cop you knew, Dad? You know? And then I get to the turning point, and if I find that damn video where Star Dawson comes on and says, we're the ones who set you up, says, lady, says, you better watch out there, because that's going to get to a lawsuit if you don't basically put in writing and make an apology, because you can't treat people like that. Because what pisses me off is I've had too many people interfere in my medical affairs, and if it was just an ex being vindictive, well, if I ever do find her, I'm going to give her an ultimatum. You either read my medical files and stop being mean, or I'll see you in court.
Well, sometimes you just got to tell people what you really think.
Yeah, well, I already have a bunch of stuff up on the net with CTV, just to tell them, because you guys are a bunch of jerks. I don't have respect for you, and I'm sorry ever watch the programs or even watch the news broadcasts, because they're just going to belittle people. That's how I take it. You're belittling my story. You might not think, you know, eventually I will be heard, and shame on those who don't.
Sure. No, that's fair for you to feel that way. And what I'm going to say is that I think that it's, you know, it's time that journalists or reporters, somebody takes a look at the issue of affordable housing and where people can afford to live.
Yeah, well, that's the point.
That story will get done.
Yeah, well, I'd bring that point right back to your producer. Said, this is the point I'd like to make to you, because if I have, you know, I'd love to talk to him. Said, look, you know, I don't know if I'd be polite about it, you know, not swearing, but to the blunt and to the point, because I'm one of these people who say, where do you get off with your hierarchy, and where people suffer, and all you can do is not going to make me money. That's where like, you know, take somebody like, what's that fellow's name, for ATV? I'd like to kick him right between the groin. But you're a pig? Not Steve Murphy, no, the head producer for ATV.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, I would
Mike Engel.
We're gonna do the story at some point, and I have your number, and I know your situation.
Yep.
And you know, when we do that, you know, we'll give you a call.
Okay. One thing I will let you know, my condition is deteriorating. I do have another hernia. I run the risk of this thing perforating. I might die.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I almost died. I almost died once, dude. I had a start of a deep wound infection. Sorely mistreated by the medical community, but people are so damn afraid to even bring that out. And From the ordeal that I went through with my father and the police, I have no respect for the police at all, especially when you use Mitch McIntyre, constable to you. Because, dude, you don't do that kind of stuff, Dad, just because you took a frickin' power trip, boy. And you don't police me and you don't police my friends.
Yeah. Well, man, I wish you the best of luck, and stay in touch, okay? I'm
Right
going
on.
to get off the phone because I'm driving. I don't want to get
No, all right, right on, man. Keep safe.
But,
God be with you.
just to let you know, I got the message.
All
And,
right.
can't do anything with it right now.
Yep.
You know, like I said,
One day.
the bigger picture, right? So.
Yeah, one day, but I'm gonna, like, my thing is once I do find a place, I'm coming down on this guy hard.
Yeah. Okay,
Like
man.
that's been my problem, because I don't want this guy freaking kicking me up for no reason, you know.
All right, man, I gotta let
Later,
you go. I
bye.
can't call up there.
Yep. Yeah.